All right, I'm Randy Rasmussen. I'm a photographer here at the Oregonian where I've worked for the last 30 years. And I've, over the years, covered a lot of these protests. But yesterday really surprised me. Started out kind of mellow in the day, and then I was just about done, and I heard somebody in the crowd say, "Let's go over to the Chase Bank, they're still open." Went over there. The bank itself actually wasn't open, but I could get into the lobby area, and it was filled with protesters. And I looked around and I saw a couple other Oregonian photographers already in there, and I thought, I don't need to be here. I'm going to go outside, because I fully expected the police to show up. Sure enough, here come the mounted patrol right up the sidewalk into this crowd of protesters. And I don't remember a lot of the detail of the sequence of events, but I know at one point, one of these policemen on a horse, I made eye contact with him, and he and his big horse took me right off the sidewalk out into the street. And a line of police formed there. There was some scuffling there, and I thought, I'm not going to get anything more here. I went across the street to Pioneer Courthouse Square, where there's an elevated position, and I could see that things were sort of dissipating here, but that the police began to push people down the sidewalk. I thought, well, I can't see that. I can't see where that's happening now. So the square has an elevated position at the corner, and I thought, I got to get up there where I can have more of a panoramic view of what's going on. And I went up there, and the police on the horses came into this crowd, and they had, at that point they formed a line of riot policemen across Yamhill. So people are kind of trapped on that corner, and lot of tussling going back and forth, and I'm just shooting whatever's moving. I'm got like a long telephoto zoom, 70 to 200 millimeter, and so some of this I don't even see. It's starting to get dark and hard to see, and the horses kind of go off, and then I hear somebody say, "Oh, there's pepper spray," and people just start running. And go to fire the camera, it won't fire. I look at the back of the camera, and the battery's dead. Like, oh no, and I've got another battery in my belt pack. I whip it out, put it in the camera, but at that point everything's over for the most part. There is another action that goes off down the street, and people are getting just trampled by each other as the riot police run down 6th. But again, everything kind of stabilizes. There's a guy down below me who's been injured. I photographed that. And then I call in, and they say, "Bring in your cards." And so, but I see Mike Lloyd, another one of the photographers. I say, "Mike, I got a car down here." He goes, "Well, I'm going back to the office." I said, "Okay, you take these cards. I think there's some good stuff on them." And I send Mike. And Mike goes off with my cards. I drive back to the office, and I'm looking around here at what other people have shot, and then Mike goes, "Oh, I've got your cards up," and I go over, and Mike lets out this whoop as he brings up this image on the screen, and it's like, oh my God, it is this woman with a direct pepper spray right in the mouth. And I had no recollection of shooting that. But, I think back, it's like, if you see it, you didn't get it. And that's what it was.